Welcome back to the rundown, where the passion hits harder than the linebackers and the takes come faster than a wide receiver going on a goal route. Hey, good at this, hey?
Oh, mate. God bless Chucky. Jesus Christ.
Hey, we're just going to dive in, and we've had 18 games this week for week 10. A lot of shocking scores, a lot of great wins for some teams, even in Gary. As you see, Mateo is joining me again this week. We may have a third later on in the episode, but again, that may happen, may not, but we will see what happens going forward. We had 2 games on a Saturday this week, which, yes, and we had another tie. we had another tie. We had a postponed game. We had 2 games that got called off midway through a game. Britball doesn't fail. Britball definitely does not fail in any sort of aspect. But how was your week, Mateo? How was your weekend? Did you play?
No, mate. I'm like, so I've dropped down to Div 2 because my new job, car sales, one of them. So I'm not able to attend every game. I wasn't able to attend this game. However, I nearly got a warning from celebrating when we scored our touchdown. Because I screamed that car dealership down. No, good week, mate. Good week. Another £4 lost this week. That's 3 stone in total. Nice. I'm been looking forward to this all day. Got all my notes, as you do. And yeah, a couple of thrashings. Yes, there definitely was a couple of thrashings this week.
Good. A couple of thrashings. That is true. Hey, Adam, how you doing? So,
what about you? What was your week like?
Let's see. My week was good. It wasn't terrible. Saturday screwed up my plans with the bad weather. So I was meant to shoot a presentation date on the Saturday, but it got moved to the Sunday. So I had Sunday and then drove straight down to Finsbury Park to watch the Blitz versus Rushmore game for the second half of the game when I got there. But I was going to go to the Warriors Cheaters game, but then I saw the score. So I didn't, and I got told that it was called off. So there were many factors in that whole weekend, which I was just like, you know what? Is what it is. Let's move on.
What the fuck?
This is a usual thing that happens on a regular basis.
Wow.
I never understand why that question always comes out. Anyway, we had 2 games on Saturday. We had the Bristol Aztecs versus Cambridgeshire Cats.
Yes.
And we also had the Bobcats, Bournemouth Bobcats versus Solent Threshers.
Yes.
So obviously we're going to talk about the game that was streamed first, which was Bristol Aztecs 48, Cambridgeshire Cats 13. Did you watch the game?
Man, I work so much. I don't think you know how much I work. I watched as much a bit of it as I could on the sly. I mean, I think weren't we having a bet if the Cats were going to score on last week's show? We did, and I bet they scored, and they did. But I'm right in saying this was a little bit closer in the first half. Like there was only 2 scores, and Cats only had 22 plays. Listen, to have 22 plays in the Prem is absolutely crazy. But to put up that much of a fight with 22 players, Cats did do well. Yeah. Go on.
I was watching. So I think I turned it on like midway through the first half, and I was like, this game, they're not doing that bad. For a team that was so small, I expected it to be a bigger score in the first half.
Yeah, I agree.
So the real question, to be honest, the real question is, is 22 players a standard size squad for the Cats now? I don't know what the deal is, but obviously traveling away to Bristol, don't know what requirements people had or whatever they needed for that game, but so far maybe because they haven't had the big squad throughout most of the season so far.
Do you reckon that's the same as the Vikings? Do you reckon the Cats have quite a lot of uni players, and then obviously when uni finishes, they can't? I mean, look, they've not been great all season. I think to their standards, they'd admit that.
Yeah.
But do you think it's the same case as the Vikings? Because Vikings, as soon as uni season, uni play, people like uni go home. Nosedive.
No, I don't think they have. The only what uni's close to them? What, Cambridge University? I don't think they play American football at that uni.
But even American students, though,
yeah, but I don't think they're the American type of students that you'd want to have on your field to help you.
True.
But the other Americans that they do have are obviously from the army base, so maybe they couldn't drive off of the army base or go too far. Maybe they couldn't go too far for the game, but
yeah.
But the 22 that were there, they put up a decent fight. It does beg to question though, like were the Aztecs trying to work things out, or are the Aztecs not? Are they? I believe that they are the second best team in the country.
But that's the perfect game. That's the perfect game to be trying new plays.
It is
things you want to put up against the Warriors and stuff like that. So yeah, you've got to go off the scoreline,
Yeah.
And even a 48-13 win, it's still a great win. But Cats scored pretty much half of their points in that game this season. So hopefully they can build some momentum, and I'm pretty sure they've got to play the Cheetahs again. So that reverse fixture could be key.
And they have to beat the Cheetahs by a good amount as well.
Cambridge
Pythons. Yeah, you're right, Adam. Sorry. You are right. The Cambridge Pythons is the unity that's around there. But I don't know what division they're in, so I don't know how much useful help they will be, or would they just be buddies potentially? But yeah, you know what? It's a tough season for the Cats, and I think we all saw it, especially after that loss that they had to the Cheetahs. Turned out obviously silly mistakes gave the Cheetahs the win instead of the Cats taking the win. So it was a bit on and off, but they both Cats have another week off, but the Aztecs obviously are playing the Blitz again next week, so that should be a great game to watch. And it is being streamed by Sport Tank, so you don't know where to go when you don't want to watch that game. Yeah, exactly. 10-8. So the Cats will have to beat the Cheetahs by more than at least 2 points, or more than 2 points to obviously leapfrog them to go up.
Is it that? So let's just say, for example, the Cats just beat the Cheetahs by 1 point or whatever, or whatever. Is it the head-to-head when it sorts relegation, or is it the total goal difference, the point difference?
It is not point. It's points scored against. It's changed. It changed this year. I'm trying to pull it up to see if I can remember where it is.
Because as it stands, Cheetahs have conceded 226 and the Cats have conceded 239.
Yeah, it's a lot. Oh, here we go. Right. So, how the table position is determined in adult contact is 1, best win percentage, 2, head-to-head point differential, 3, lowest average points conceded, 4, best win percentage in away games, 5, fewest players ejected, and then 6 is a coin toss by Baffa.
Fucking hell.
We will never get to 6 because
listen, we had 3 draws last week. Nothing's impossible in this game.
That is true, but nothing's ever tight in the Prem. At least I don't think we'll ever have a coin flip because I don't think it's ever been tight enough for that to happen. So that will be interesting. But in that second game that was on Saturday, we had Bournemouth Bobcats. I don't try to say Bob. Oh, Bournemouth Bobcats 3, Solent Threshers 20. We all picked the Aztecs to win that game against the Cats, and we all picked the Threshers to win this game against Bournemouth. Surprised? I don't think so.
No, I'm not surprised.
It looks like the Solent Threshers are a good outfit this year. It looks like they've got a new scheme. They've got obviously extra new players that have been there and a new coaching staff, which seems to be going in the right direction in Division 1 at least.
I think that that game against South Wales Warriors, the next one they play, will be a very interesting game to watch. The Thrashers have obviously got better and better as the season's gone along. There's a few teams doing that at the moment. So no, I'm looking forward to that one. Doesn't surprise me at all. Bobcats maybe in a bit of a rebuild year. I mean, obviously it looks like the Somerset's potentially going down. There's still plenty of time for the Somerset to turn it around, but no, interesting.
It is. I do agree with you on that, because it's going to be that division. You've got Solent Threshers, Bristol Apache, and you have South Wales Warriors. Let's be honest; those are the three top teams in that division. In that division to potentially get promoted. Who's going to take it? Who's going to take it and potentially have home field advantage in the first round of the playoffs? That's where it's going to be interesting. So obviously, I would probably say it potentially would be the Threshers. Maybe jumping the gun a bit, but that South Wales Warriors game is going to be touchy, and that's the truth.
I wouldn't mind watching that game.
I would if one of them decided to stream it. Actually, the game will be in Solent, actually. So that is a possibility, but they could stream it. Again, I think a lot of games that get streamed do get a lot of viewership because a lot of people are interested in what happens in this division, in this league. People are interested in their games. Like, I think a lot of people would have loved to watch the first game between the Aztecs and the Warriors, because that game was actually really good. But these are things that everyone's missing out on because it's just not facilitated everywhere.
I think if more teams streamed, it would build the sport better. If you look at let's just say the average team is 2,000 followers. If they're live streaming that from the Facebook and the YouTube, they're just encouraging more of the fans to get involved in the sport, whether it's watching, attending, potentially trading, bringing the kids to the youth and junior team. I think more, whether BAF can help local teams how to do that, whether it's with a VO or whatever. But some teams out there, unfortunately, don't want people seeing what they're doing for games they've got in the future. But I think the only team I've played for the stream games was Chester Romans and Holton Spartans. They were always done to a good standard, but yeah, defo should be done more.
Yeah, and this is what and that's why look, NFL is a professional league. Fine. ELF is a semi-pro league, but just having that film, it makes games a lot more interesting because, fair enough, we know what some teams are going to do. We know that straight away. We know this team's going to run. They're gonna stuff it down your throat. If you can't stop them, you can't stop them. 2.5k views on Sport Tank's games on Saturday. That was just of those that was potentially live. Before I put you on timeout. So that was just on live, and then obviously people go back and watch it afterwards. So like teams like Manchester, teams like Caesars, Shropshire Revolution, Alphas, who else streams? Vikings. They're all getting this extra, and again, when you get to a certain level, you can start getting money. You can start making money off of your YouTube videos. So your live stream, you'll start putting money back into your club because you don't have to go and get sponsorship because people are watching your streams, people are interested, and it's bringing you money in. So there's a lot of different things that could happen when it comes to streaming. 250 watching the Titans yesterday. So there's a lot of things. Oh my. So there's a lot of things that are very interesting that could happen when it comes to streaming. But we do digress. I am digressing from the from it all as well.
You've got to treat it as a business product. So I was speaking to my head coach, and he's like, "What do you want to do next season?" Because he knows I'm not playing. Like, there's it's not happening. I've already started the weight cut, and I want to do fundraising. I got a massive fundraising secured for Chester Romans, and I want to do the same for the Buccaneers. It's a great bunch of people, but I also want to get into the live streams. I want our games to be live streamed. Imagine me commentating on a game; that'd be hilarious. But taking them to that next level. But it's got to be treated as a business, your business that you want to succeed. Because if you do that, you're going to attract, like you said, be easier to get sponsors. Might not even need sponsors, but it's also great for player recruitment. Players want to play, and you can watch me on YouTube. Put me on your TV.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Highlight films, everything's there to go. And it's also a great memory. Sometimes people will do something spectacular, but you'll never get to see it. You'll never see it ever again.
100%.
And it kind of does, as much as I want to say, it does hurt the sport, that the fact that we're not having these games streamed. At least in the Premiership division, I think all games should get streamed in the Prem division. Because you're the pinnacle of the sport.
Yeah. But I also think film sharing just needs to be, it has to be done. Like the whole, we don't really want to pass around film. Fuck off. Stop it. Rein it in. Share the film. Stop it.
Teams do share it. It's just, I don't know how it's changed over the years. Again, I'm not in it anymore, so I don't know what rules have been put in place or anything like that. But I think Rafa put out a form out the other day. I remember saying, I know what I said. I said, I feel that Premiership games should be streamed.
Agreed.
Games should be game film should be shared by the Monday, and if it's not shared by the Monday, you get a £250 fine.
And I love that. I agree completely.
It's about fair. And again, we all pay to play this game. Let's try and at least make it a fair fight, even though most fixtures we already know what will happen. But at least you're improving other people's knowledge. You're allowing people to learn and to develop, and then it means that it's not going to be the same old things over and over again every week, and people can't stop it.
You won't find a part of me disagreeing with you, and if I disagree with you, trust me, I'll disagree. I think clubs and players have a bit of a duty to the future players to sort it out. You know what, Coach Russ, I'd like to agree with you. I'm not going to name the team, but there was a team, and I'll put it in the last 2 seasons because I've been in 2 different divisions. I just wouldn't share film, and it is what it is. But no, I definitely agree with your shout.
So we've got there's Coach Russ says that film sharing is less of a problem these days. Most teams do it. This is one of the things that I do say. Like Chewy, number 0 for Ipswich, got a 65-yard touchdown yesterday, and there was no video to that play.
But yeah, I did a 100-yard touchdown as an O-lineman. Did you get what I mean? Like, obviously I didn't. I mean, I agree.
Yeah, but
I'm sure Chewy did.
Yeah, exactly. So Peter goes, every team in GFL 1 and GFL 2 have to have a HD stream and also film show with other teams on Huddle, which at least gives supporters some viewers. So there's a lot of things that can happen, Adam. There seems to be a shift in team sharing more film in recent years. It does help develop players, and it helps coaches learn and understand how to break film down, how to scheme against other teams. It just makes things a lot more. It makes things a lot more fun. Like, sometimes, don't get me wrong, I love going to watch games. I get bored if the game is 30-0 by the end of the first quarter.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. Adam Barbosa is speaking a lot of sense there. But there's a list, for me, there's a list of things clubs and players need to do better. I'm not going to get onto it now, but the one thing that pisses me off more than anything is when players are absolute, and coaches, dickheads to referees. Stop it.
Yes, it's true. It's true. But there are again that I know what you're talking about. Obviously, the Chester Romans one is blatant as day. That one doesn't make sense.
I'm not talking about that one. There's other events that not with Chester, but with other teams that I've heard of. It's just fucking rein it in. Like if I was in charge of Baffa, I mean, I'm never going to be in charge of Baffa. I'd be dishing out major fines if there was any abuse towards refs, like on a crazy level. I mean, look, you're going to be disagree with us. I've seen plenty of calls where I'm like, yeah, no, that's absolutely no chance. But don't be a dick. Don't be aggressive. Don't be rude. Don't be personal. It's a fucking
It's true. We're not, but no one's getting paid enough for this to do this. No one's. The referees is getting probably minimum 60, maybe, including.
It's a travel. It doesn't even work out minimum wage. It's just bizarre.
So there is a lot that obviously needs to be fixed. A lot that needs to be done, and it does need to start at the top level. The Premiership, I do feel like games have to be streamed or recorded, or at least recorded. Has to be a thing, but it's impossible to enforce that if the governing body isn't enforcing it as much. So it's kind of hard to say. Their refs do make it possible for people to play. People that bully refs bully their. Oh, okay. I will just okay. I'm gonna leave that one alone. Even if they do get paid thousands, they shouldn't be abused. Like again, there's not a lot of sport. Well,
I detest bullies. I absolutely detest bullies. The one thing that pisses me off in this sport is the amount of bullies I've came across. Like the group chats, the clicks. Oh, we're not in a click. You fucking ass. Stop it. I don't like. Okay, game fee's £50 per official, up to 4 officials. Look. If you can pay me 50 quid to take, you can pay me 500 quid to take some of the shit these refs get. Just stop it.
That's true. That's true. All right. Let's we've digressed. We've only done 2 games. So let's go through to the games that were played on Sunday. Big shock. In Division 2. This one was a shock that I wasn't expecting. Cornwall Monarchs 22, Swindon Storm 19. Lost by a field goal.
That is we were speaking about this before the stream went on. I'm not sure what the travel difference is between Cornwall and Swindon. Fucking well done, Cornwall. Absolutely well done. That's an absolute bit mad one. And Cornwall get the first win of the season.
Yep.
Done.
Against the team that's at the top of their division.
Yeah.
That's what the shocker is. I was like, oh.
Yeah, but it opens up that league. If Cornwall can build on that now, they're only halfway through the season. If they win the next, I mean, they're not even halfway through the season. Cornwall have only played 3 games.
Yeah.
The rest played 5.
Yeah.
That's far from over. Don't sleep on them. Love that.
Hey, don't sleep on it. That's true. That is true. Hey, I can't say that, second win. It's not their second win. It's their first win.
Hey, on here.
Wait, no. It's their second win. It hasn't updated on Baffa yet. It will be their second.
Don't blame me.
Apologies.
Blame Baffa.
Apologies. It is their second win. They're 2-2. They are 2-2 at the moment.
Fucking out a lot of 2.
Yeah, and the only person that picked Monarchs to win this game was Sean. Everyone else picked Swindon to win this game. What does Sean know? I don't know, because somehow Sean has been getting these games that we do not expect, and he gets them right. It's actually frustrating. But we'll move on to the second game in Division 2. Ouse Valley Eagles 0, Oxford Saints 13. We all picked Saints to win this one.
But it was a lot closer than that league table would define. But again, Oxford Saints looked pretty good. The Great British punter, he was at Birmingham. He's at Oxford Saints. Yeah.
Is he at Oxford Saints now?
Yeah, he was at Birmingham. You know which one I'm going about? He's got a great channel. Giving him a shout out there. Top dude as well. Yeah, I mean, Saints look really good. heading the right way, obviously, to top that league. It's obviously this new promotion scheme, very, very achievable for them.
Yeah, they think it's achievable now, boy, but it also means that they might not get promoted because you got to do promotion relegation fight.
Yeah, but right. See, I don't want to go on a tangent rant because we're already 25 minutes into it on our full fucking game. But the teams that, like, apart from Birmingham Surge League, the teams that tend to be bottom of the other league, they've got players leaving. You look at Sheffield,
yeah. But luckily for the Saints, they won't have to play anyone up north, so they'll play someone in South who probably aren't that great at the moment. But whoever it is, I'll be very intrigued to see how that gets organized and how that gets set up.
It's going to be such a mad part of the season that I'm so excited.
August is going to be very interesting because that's when the playoff starts, from what I'm noticing. But let's move on to another game in that division. Division 1. No, that's Division 2, is it not?
Yeah, we've just done the Saints. We've got to talk about Norwich Devils and the Cardinals.
Yeah, Norwich Devils 6, Ipswich Cardinals 29. That is Division 2. I'm not going crazy. No, it's Division 1, isn't it? No, it's Division 2.
Div 2. Come on.
Yes. Right, it's not on my sheet, so I can't even tell you what the hell's going on. We all picked the Cardinals to win this game.
Yes.
And they did it in a good fashion, if I'm gonna be honest. 23 points difference away from home. It might not have been a long travel because Ipswich and Norwich ain't really that far apart. But to get a big win like that away from home is good. The same with so.
It's looking like a 2-horse race for that league between the Saints and the Cardinals. Norwich in 5 games have scored 48 points, which is averaging just short of 10 points a game. Cardinals have scored 108 in 6 games, which isn't great. And they've conceded 84, which isn't too bad. It's only an hour's drive, so we talk about before Cornwall and Swindon. Someone said it was a 4-hour drive.
Oh God.
Yeah, but Ipswich looking good. I'm not sure how many times he's played the Saints, but that's definitely going to be an extremely interesting division.
In the same division, Oxford and Ooze beat Devils, and Ooze beat Oxford last time, created division. Okay. Hey, I'm intrigued to see what happens in that division because I would like to see Ipswich come up to Division 1, but I'd also like to see the resurgence of Oxford Saints. So, hey,
I'm going to be wanting the Saints just because of the punter. I've spoken to him a few times. Not that he's showed me how to kick a ball. I can't kick to save me fucking life. But yeah,
but yeah, it'll be a very interesting situation. Let's move up to Division 2. We've got Lancashire Bombers.
Yes.
31.
Lincolnshire Bombers.
Lincolnshire Bombers, sorry. What did I say? Lancashire. Oh, yeah, I did say Lancashire.
My team.
31, and then Lee Miners 6. I'm not surprised by this result.
So, look, I'm in this division, so I know a little bit more. I'd like to say I know a little bit more.
Yeah, talk shit about
Lincolnshire, Lincolnshire are a great bunch of guys. They have got the most dangerous fucking pitch I've ever been on in my life. There was more potholes in that pitch than I've ever seen in my life ever. If anyone's ever played at that pitch, you'll understand me. However, great bunch of guys. Lee Miners, it very much is a rebuild year. I know they've lost an extreme amount of players. Some have come to us, some have come to other players. They've got a lot of rookies there, so let's see what they do over the next year or two. But no, bit of an interest. I wasn't surprised that Lincolnshire won. I was just surprised at the size of the score difference.
Oh, really?
I thought
more.
I thought it would have been closer. I thought it would have been closer. I know a few lads. Finsbury Park. No, I haven't, mate. I sound like a fucking.
Oh, he has not. Yeah, he has not played there. That's what.
Lee Miners had a few injured players returning, some decent players as well. But we've got them this week. But yeah, it is what it is.
Okay, cool. Now let's. Oh, fuck's sake. Let's move up to the game in the same division. We got Leicester Panthers 26. Lincolnshire Buccaneers. It is Lincolnshire Buccaneers. No,
Lancashire.
Lancashire Buccaneers 7.
Yeah.
Again, we did mention that Leicester Panthers are a Division 1 team playing in Division 2. They're playing with house money right now. They are probably the ones to get promoted from Division 1 from Division 1 from Division 2. But I also made a very silly bet last week.
Yes, you did.
I said that the Panthers were going to at least get 45 points. They got 26.
Yes, they did.
So now Mateo is...
I can take this over if you want.
Sure.
Next week, live Monday night on Sport Tank, Micah will be opening up this lovely show with a New England Patriots shirt. Is the team he fucking hates more most in the world. I've got to pay for it though, so you know. do we get like Tom Brady on the back of it, or like?
You could get whatever you want to get. It is what it is.
In all seriousness, I think that's Leicester have secured the division. You've got a great setup there. Dean's done a brilliant job. I know I'm repeating myself on it. We've got a really great team. Like you said, it's a really good Division 1 team in Div 2. We know what we did. We've obviously revamped quite a lot compared to the first game. It was a much better result for us. We've still got, we can secure playoffs this Sunday with a win over Lee Miners. But kudos to Leicester. While we are talking about Leicester, big shout out to them. They've got a fundraiser for Mab's Memorial. It's a teammate who passed away in 2024. And they're doing a T20, which I believe is cricket, game this Sunday. So good luck with that, guys. And wishing you all the best. And good luck.
Yeah, thank you. That would be a great thing for them as well. Ross,
Spurs.
We're talking American football here. We're not talking soccer. Soccer's not on the board right now. We are talking American football. So Moving on very, very quickly. The next game in Division 2, this game surprised me. I'm actually quite annoyed that they actually decided to show up this week. We had Darlington's Steam 14, Wakefield District Raiders 18. Yourself, Oz, and Chris picked the Raiders to win this game. Myself and Sean picked the Steam. What the hell?
You go first, mate. You go first. I'll say my bit after you.
I thought Darlington's Steam were the best team in that division. I thought the Darlington's Steam were meant to be able to walk over everybody in this division. I believe they've done it. Oh, actually, I just realized they haven't been that great this year.
That's why I've got notes. Just so I'm more prepared. I mean, I can't say nothing because I got the lowest scores out of us all this week.
Yes, but I just realized, they haven't played very well this year at all. Why would I bet on that?
I think there's some leagues in this in Div 1 and Div 2. So there's some leagues in Div 1 that are a lot shit compared to other ones which are really good and competitive. I think this league is one of them. It's not a great league. Whether there's a lot of teams on the rebuild, it's a bit of a mad one. But
there's only two.
Fair enough. You got the fucking win. Absolutely brilliant. On to your next one. Wakefield getting the win. It puts them second. So it's who's going to get promoted. So that next Wakefield and Senators game is going to be key. But I just think it's not a great league, unfortunately.
No, it's not a great league. But again, you got Humber in that division, who's again a Division 1 team playing in Division 2.
Yeah, I mean, I played against Humber last year. They got promoted. I don't know if you remember. They got promoted and then they went straight back down. And this is what I mean about like some Div 1 teams being great and some you can jump to some Div 1 leagues and you can hold your own, or you can jump to some Div 1 teams and get absolutely spanked. But no, it's going to be an interesting one, especially with the whole fucking playoffs in August.
Oh yeah, them playoffs. Whoo, it's going to be fun, especially that relegation promotion fight match.
Yes.
I can't wait to find out what those games are going to be like, because that's going to be interesting. We're going to move on to Division 1 though. And we had London Blitz. We had the double header at Finsbury Park, but we can talk about the first one that was in Division 1. London Blitz beat 26, Sussex Thunder 12. We all picked. Oh wait, no, sorry,
we did.
Four of us picked the Blitz to win this game. Mateo picked the Thunder.
Fuck you, Thunder. You can.
So, from what I was told about this game, Blitz were 20 zip up at halftime. And obviously the Thunder got their scores in the second half. Now, from what I got told is that there were iniquities and lack of focus. Yeah, I know. There were inets. There were lack of focus in special teams on the Blitz B side, with a low bad snap on a punt that obviously gave the Thunder short field to score. So I think a lot of teams do this when they get a good lead. Sometimes players just shut off and they just forget that, okay, you still have to play hard. You still have to do certain things. But being 20 zip up at halftime to only score 6 points for the rest of the game isn't. Maybe the Thunder's defense turn up, but at the same time, it's not a great, it's not a great aspect that I'm looking at, because I was expecting at least hit 30.
I think that league's fucking mental. Have you seen a table at this league? Right. let me just read this out here. Wembley Stallions 6 wins. Portsmouth 2 wins, 2 losses. Blitz B 2 wins, 3 losses. Thunder 2 wins, 3 losses. Berkshire 1 win, 5 losses. Any one of the teams second, fifth can either be relegated or get playoffs. That is absolutely emotional damage.
Yeah, and obviously, as we know, we said it last week. That's the Stallions division.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It's the Stallions. It's dominated.
It's not even offense. It's defense. They've conceded 24 points in 6 games and scored 287. Kudos. I mean, we've got the next.
And that's if Baffa updated the table.
It looks like it on my one. I apologise for that one before, where about 15 comments came in.
But yeah, so it's such a crazy situation in that division, because anyone can still get promoted. Anyone can still make the playoffs. Now it's just seeing what everyone else has got and what's going to happen. But again, that same division, we had the Berkshire Renegades versus Wembley Stallions that ended 46-0.
Again, no one's surprised with that result. Stallions. No. I mean, look, next, it's not boring, but well done. I think, the last thing they want to do is
Blitz is 3-3 now. It hasn't updated.
Okay.
See, this is what. See, scores need to be updated by Monday afternoon. At least,
if we can do it, then they should be doing it.
Yeah. But no, I think it's teams have to submit their scores.
Okay.
And I guess teams just don't submit it in time, and it just stays there till Tuesday, and that's when it gets updated, which is quite frustrating and quite annoying. But that Stallions are just running away with it. It's their division. It's theirs to lose. It's their promotion. It's their promotion to lose.
Yeah. Who would you think is Stallions' biggest cock block to not get him promoted?
Well, you
know more about the South than me.
Well, the Stallions got to the They actually got to the promotion game last year against Rushmore Knights. So they traveled to East Kent Mavericks and beat East Kent, I think, by a field goal. Beat them by a field goal last year, and it was a great game. The only issue is I was not traveling to East Kent. I wasn't going to make that journey all the way to Canterbury sides. I wasn't going to do it. So I went to the Rushmore South Wales Warriors game, where I was obviously keeping up to date with the score and everything like that, just trying to figure out what was going on. But I would say East Kent's probably potentially their biggest challenge in that division.
Yeah.
I don't think the Olympians have enough firepower. They haven't scored much either this season, so it's not really. There's nothing really to say that they will be a dominant force in that division.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard, but if I was going off of it, it'll be Stallions versus Mavericks to then play either the Cheetahs or the Cats to get promoted for the promotion relegation match.
I'll tell you what, I know it's all change, no one likes change, but I think these playoff games, these relegation games are going to be fucking tasty.
Oh, it will. It will, Adam. Look, Adam, I know it sounds hurtful, but it's like 2.5 hour drive for me to get to Kent to get to your grounds. It's a 2.5 hour drive. I can get to Nottingham in 2 hours. And that's not me paying a toll to cross a bridge.
Oh, is it the what's it called? Yeah, we
you know,
yeah, I hate that bridge. We've got it's the same company. I hate it.
So it's kind of crazy. I'm paying a French company to cross a bridge in England. Come on, it makes sense. But in that same, well, not in the same division, but in Division 1, the division with East Kent Mavericks, we had the Essex Tridents versus Colchester Gladiators. This game ended 26-0 to Colchester Gladiators, but from what I was told, this game ended before the clock ran out.
Why?
This game got stopped. Now, I'm not 100% sure. I believe I did see something on Facebook saying that it was down to a player injury.
Okay.
I'm not sure for what side. I'm more likely guessing it was for the Essex Tridents side. Yeah. I think it was for player safety. Yeah. I remember now. I read it. It was a player got hit to the head, helmet to helmet, and they were fearful of his health. So I think they stopped the game at that point. But that's one of the games that got called off this year. Glads haven't conceded a point in 3 games. By the way, that's true.
That's true. That's pretty good.
Now, my question is, who have you played? Because Kent Exiles haven't been great over the last couple of weeks because they apparently they don't have a QB to throw the ball. They were having a safety. Wait. They had a safety playing QB.
No. I'm going to disagree with you on this one, and the reason I'm going to disagree with you, okay, is you can only play who's in front of you.
Yes,
you can, and you know what? If that's a momentum game. They're on a little run now. I mean, look, Colchester are third as it stands in the standings, unless Baffa haven't fucking updated it.
They are third.
Well, they can't.
So they should be 2. No, actually, it hasn't updated because they should be 2 and 2.
You know that they are 2 and 2 on my one.
They should be 2 and 2, yeah.
But that's still a very interesting league. I think for me, it's between the 3 of them who's going to finish first or second.
Really?
Well, you're looking at the league, you're going to go off the league. You got London.
That's true.
Look, we've got some shockers coming up. I mean, look at Birmingham Bulls. They were dead and buried, I thought, and then now they just re-emerged like fucking brilliant. So yeah.
Yeah, you got a point there. Just by the way, we all picked the Stallions to win the game. We all picked the Blitz to win the game. 4 of us picked the Gladiators to win this game. Only one of us picked a draw for this game. Not sure what was going on there. He went for a wild punt and totally missed.
Fucking hell.
Absolute craziness of that game. But it's true. You can only play who's in front of you, and the Glads haven't conceded a point in 3 games. That helps their percentage and their points scored against, because that's what it's going up against. But they do have 2 teams that have only conceded 27 and 28 points. That's going to be a difficult one. They're going to have to do something dramatic to snatch a second place or even potentially the first, because I don't think Olympians are as good as it seems
But they tied last week, mate. If they were that
Exactly.
good, would have they tied?
Exactly.
Again. This is why I love football.
So it's an interesting one, and we'll see what happens. But I hope the player is healthy and he's not in any sort of danger or anything. It probably is a concussion. Possibly, I don't know what the severity of the injury is. So hopefully they are okay. But we do have to move up to Division 1 up in the north. Birmingham Bulls 34, Shropshire Revolution 32. We all picked the Bulls to win this game. So,
but every one of us would have been like, even though we all picked the Bulls, that league's an absolute fucking crazy house in terms of predictability. I mean, we've got one team, Steelers have tied twice, and I think Steelers are looking like a brilliant outfit. But I commented on the post, fucking like, well done on it. Their coach was like, we have the best O-line in our league.
Oh.
Whether they do or don't, I don't know. I've not seen the game. I've just made up the move from that fucking horrendous pitch. But that league is still very much unpredictable. It's very interesting what's going on.
It's tight. It's very tight. The only downside for the Birmingham is that they've let in too many points.
Yes, 140. But is that them, teething issues? Are they now? I mean, look, I think at one point they were winning 34-14 or something like that. And Shropshire did this massive comeback, and it was really close. I've got a few good mates at Revs. That sounds like it would have been a great game to watch, but for me, that league is still massively open.
It's an interesting one, and you know what? I'm here for it. The more competitive the division is, the more interesting it is. The more that I'm intrigued to pay attention to it. It's always a good sight to see teams fighting for a playoff push or just having good games. I am kind of tired of seeing absolute blowouts. But there wasn't meant to be another game in Division 1 in the North, but that game got postponed.
What the fuck happened there? I've got the Alphas GM on my Facebook, who is an absolute sweetheart, by the way, such a lovely guy. And he's too nice to say it's a forfeit. We're 6-point rookie guys, so they're learning fast. Yes, Birmingham, love what you're fucking doing. Even better now you've moved away from that shithole of a pitch. Keep it going. Fucking love to see it.
Hey.
But that Alphas, if that is a forfeit and he just not wanted to put it, that puts a whole flip side. What the fuck's going to go on in the relegation promotion game?
Yeah.
Because would that just not happen? Would whoever won out of, because as it stands, I think it would be us against Buccaneers. Us against Humber, and the winner would then play them. But if they're already getting relegated, if it's a forfeit, it's just no one knows what's going on. No one's released anything. It'll be interesting to see if Bath say anything. But
it's true. And what is it? The Alphas that postponed it? Was it the Sheffield that postponed it?
It'll be Sheffield. They've lost a lot of players. They've had to offer free return players. And you hate to see clubs do that. You really do. I mean, they were in Prem. I'm right in saying not.
They were a Prem team. That's the crazy thing as well.
And if that is a forfeit, one more forfeit, they go to association. As it stands, if that is a forfeit, they're going to Div 2. Bit of a mad one.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because I'm sure that game would have been absolutely fantastic to watch on stream because I'm sure Alphas have a great thing. Sheffield postponed the game, been spanked every game.
Great choice of the dictionary.
Yes.
He's not wrong, no. He's not wrong. I think the Chester Romans game the Giants played against, I think if the Giants would have won that,
they would have played this game.
Yeah, they would have played the game. They would have, we know we're not going to get relegated. Let's just rebuild for the rest of the year. But because the Avons players be like, I'm fucking off,
holiday. Holiday time.
Yeah.
Can't see the Alphas forfeiting. They are solid Alpha. Yeah, it was more like Sheffield. It's hard because I do feel that teams that forfeit games mid-season, there needs to be a punishment, not even just dropping down the division, because you don't have this. You're not sustainable.
But it would be
you probably
absolutely.
you don't have the players to sustain and hold on for a whole entire season.
But I agree. But my problem is all the teams that we're talking about. Sheffield Bristol the day after the transfer deadline, poor outfit. Oh, there you go. Forfeit. It looks like that's a forfeit, right?
Yeah.
My problem that I have, right, is there should be a team in every city. You know, Edinburgh doesn't have a team, and right as it stands, they should have a team. It would be criminal for Sheffield not to have a team. The only way the sport grows is obviously if it's promoted properly, but there's a team that's not a 2-hour fucking drive away, you know, stuff like that.
It's true, but the fact that again we've had this me and Oz have had this conversation multiple times. I've had this conversation with players. You're paying to play the game.
Yeah.
So if people wanted to travel 3 hours or 6 hours to a team or 4 hours to a team to play for them,
yeah,
unfortunately it's their right to do so because I guess they can afford to do that travel. They can afford to have that time taken away, being on the road, traveling up and down to potentially play better football, probably get better coaching. So it is a thing, but it sucks to see teams having to forfeit games mid-season. Like, I think it was a couple of years ago where Samuel Steelers did the exact same. No, Samuel Steelers had like 18 players. They finished the season. Even though they got absolutely spanked hard every week, they finished their season. So I can't.
I know some of the coaches at Samuel Steelers. I know some of the players there now. They're a really good bunch of guys. It obviously when you get relegated, you're going to lose players because players think they're performing at a certain level. But it shows character and it shows depth when you get to them numbers and you rebuild during the season. And it doesn't surprise me to see Samuel potentially going for a double promotion.
Yeah, so it'll be very interesting. Now talking about blowouts.
Oh fucking hell!
But again, this isn't a surprise. We're going up to Scotland. It's Aberdeen Roughnecks 0, Glasgow Tigers 87.
And this backs up my point that every city and major town should have a team. Aberdeen being thrown into that fucking league is just absolutely mental. The Scottish alignment boils my blood. Kudos to Aberdeen Roughnecks for turning up for the game. Well done, Glasgow. You can only beat what's in front of you, but
it's an associate team playing against a Division 1 team. It's gonna suck. I think everybody knew that what was gonna happen. It's just what was the scoreline going to be. Glasgow told Aberdeen the safe word was still, but it was actually.
I like Adam. Whoever Adam is, you're pretty spot on, you pal.
Oh god, but yeah.
For me, it doesn't right. If I'm a rookie player and I've watched this sport on TV and my mate convinced me to come down and try out, play O-line, I'm a big fat guy, and I'll play O-line. It doesn't do my confidence any good playing against Glasgow Tigers and getting beat 87-0. I do, however, believe that the hierarchies at Aberdeen Roughnecks look, there's a good chance we might not win a game or we might win the odd one game. This is all about learning your craft, learning your bread and butter. But it's just fucking diabolical that there's not more teams in Scotland than there should be.
It's true. Like Scotland could easily have their own league potentially, but
you got Edinburgh Napier who played at University in Edinburgh in a varsity game every year. I was not 2 teams in Edinburgh. You know, it's just fucking mind blowing.
It's again in this league. There's a lot of egos that don't want to do stuff or something. Like a lot of teams that come about in Bathor are built from egos, built from not wanting to work with another person or whatever. Which again is fair. If you've got the money to do it, you can support your new team. Then it's fair enough. You can do it. But yeah. 87-0 is a very tough week for Aberdeen. It's a tough season again for both associate teams that are in Scotland in the Scottish division. It was never going to be easy for them. But yeah, it's tough. Now let's move up to the Premiership. We got 4 more games. We have London Blitz 39, Rushmore Knights 3.
Were you surprised?
No,
No, me
because
neither.
they beat them the week prior 41-3.
Yeah.
I'm correct.
Blitz building a bit of momentum. Let's see what goes on. Obviously, I think you fancy the Aztecs to top up Blitz, but it's football. Stranger fucking things have happened.
It is, and again, the first game. Well, this game yesterday, I got there for the second half, and I got there just before the second half, before halftime, and Blitz had just scored a touchdown, a deep pass touchdown, and that was pretty much it for the rest of the game. Really, the game was pretty much Rushmore Knights on the ball in the second half. Blitz offense had one drive in the second half, and then everything else was Rushmore Knights because it was running clock.
Do you think, right, this is a bit of a mad question, because who do you anticipate that whoever gets relegated in that league is going to play? You said it was, did you say
Cats or Cheetahs?
But who will they play? You think it was, did you say
they
Stallions?
Will play either Stallions or Mavericks.
And if let's just say it was Stallions versus Cats, who do you think would win?
Stallions.
Do you think Rushmore Knights, Cheetahs, or Cats, if they went up against Stallions, did all the same result would happen? Because the only reason I say that is what's mental is obviously one team can get relegated. Did you get what I mean? Whereas,
I get what you mean.
You could be fucking awful and finish have one more team more awful than you. Like, right, well, we're fine, you know.
No, I think Stallions will. I'm gonna give a crazy take, and it's a year in advance. If the Stallions get promoted to the Premiership, I think they will potentially win 3 games next year.
Okay.
They will be good because they have an average of at least 50 players on their roster.
Yeah.
An average of 50. And most of these guys have been at that team for years. So it'll be interesting. Prem South is 2-part division.
I'd be inclined to agree.
I'd say it's a 3-part division.
Oh, go on.
London Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got Bristol Aztecs and Blitz, probably closer than people would think. And then you've got the rest. London Warriors just stand at 3. What London Warriors? They're just in their own league. No one's touching them.
Okay.
You got Aztecs and Blitz, and then you've just got everyone else.
Okay.
Because let's be honest, no one's touching the Warriors anytime soon.
Vernon Kay backing them as well. Fucking.
Oh, he's always backing them, but I'm really disappointed that he went to that game instead of a Warriors Aztecs game, which would have been absolutely insane.
The more coverage that the sport gets, the better.
It's true. But yeah, it'll be interesting. But let's move on to the Warriors game anyway. While we're talking about it, we are voiding this game for all the predictions. This game didn't go through to the fourth quarter. It finished 3 minutes into the third quarter. This game, 3 minutes. If even that. Cheetahs 0, London Warriors 58. The game ended after the Warriors' first drive. So it ended on the Cheetahs' kick return. It turns out a player got seriously hurt, and they had to call the game because I don't think they were able to probably move him off the field. But from what I'm being told, that it was potentially a dislocated arm. He dislocated his shoulder or arm or something. I don't know what happened. As of yet,
someone should be able to get moved off the field for that. Regardless, I hope the player, whoever had the injury, makes a full recovery. But it's a bit mental that it was called. If it was that, it was called off for that.
I don't. That's the thing. Like, for it to be called off, it had to be seriously.
Yeah, true.
The thing is, ambulance, and from what I got told, that the ambulance wouldn't have been there for 3 hours.
Oh fuck!
So
have an ambulance on site though.
Not everywhere does. Not every. If you have a medical physio that is up to standard, you can play the game. But obviously, if you have an injury like this now.
Oh fuck!
It was a double break of the arm. Oh
yeah, fuck. That's minging. Yeah,
that's
Hope you make a speedy recovery, whoever you are, mate. Yeah. That's horrible injury.
100%. It's not good. But it's one of those ones. It's you play this game for fun, but sometimes it's the freak accidents. From what I got told is that he just got blocked and he landed wrong. He landed wrong on the ground, and then it just so. And the one thing I do like is that there's a lot of respect around the league as well. Like, regardless of what happens, I know there was a lot of people trying to make jokes about it online and everything like that, doing memes of someone breaking it. It's not funny. It's not something that's jokeable. That is someone's livelihood broken playing a sport that they love, that they pay to play. There is a point where you got to have a bit of
professionalism. Yeah, like there's players I've played against and I've wanted to absolutely fucking lever them, and then as soon as that game finishes, they'll come over and shake my hand, I'll shake their hand, and we'll both agree that we were both bell ends. Right? But I'll tell you a funny story dead quickly because I know we've been on this for an hour and we've not finished this bit yet. I was playing for Holton Spartans against Morecambe Bay Storm, and I was playing with this lad called this James. He was playing tackle, I was playing guard, and this guy was running at us in a 45-degree angle, and we both said to him, "You're fucking mad, you're going to break your neck." The next play, he runs and his head went like that. He's screaming on the floor. They had to get an air ambulance out. Luckily, it was only a minor injury. It wasn't a neck break, but what the fuck? What the fuck?
Yeah, there's a lot that goes on, and you're just like, Jesus. So always try to stay safe. Sometimes, yes, we joke about things now and then, but if it's a serious injury that we don't know what it is, let's refrain from using memes and taking the piss out of certain things at certain times, because you don't know what's actually happened, and it's not. If it happened to you, you wouldn't want people laughing at you or doing jokes about it like that. So,
if I broke my leg, I couldn't go into work. If I can't go to work, I'm in a commission-based job. I'm fucking screwed. And
so yeah, it's a wild one. But we're gonna move up to the Premiership North. These two teams played last week. They're playing again. They played again this week. Manchester Titans 27, Nottingham Caesars 0.
And I won this one as well because I said they'd score 0. Listen,
We all picked the Titans to win this game anyway.
I was speaking to Mike T. O'Lyman for Titans, sweetheart, but an absolute machine. And he said they started late. They're just getting better and better. And I said this last week, it's going to be a North versus South final. Titans looking really, really good. They've got some solid additions. Excuse the language, but the little prick stole one of our players too. Good luck to you, pal, by the way. But no, I love to see it. Caesars. I played against them when I was at Romans. Not particularly keen on them, so I'm happy with that result.
I tried to watch some of this game while I was out. It wasn't a great game. The Titans did what the Titans apparently are still doing. I thought with all the exit that they had, the players leaving, that they probably would have struggled a bit, but it seems like they're rolling.
Quality rebuild.
Way. From what I do know is that the Caesars had a new QB in this week as well. Their original QB1 broke his wrist last week. From what I was told, that he carried on playing the game last week as well. But they had a new QB in this week, and he learned the offense within the week. So I guess, yeah.
We all make predictions and get them wrong.
Yes, Jimmy, I got it wrong, but they are playing in a harder division.
Listen,
than the South.
I'll be honest. I mean, Nottingham, as much as they do miss Sweden, they come across like they're quite very organised. So
yeah.
I wouldn't really take that comment that the QB learned the playbook in 1 week. The runner, they're gonna, if they've got a team like that, I'll have 3 QBs. So I don't really believe that. I just think Manchester were the better team. They've had a solid defense all season. Nottingham it's between Nottingham and Vikings who's going to potentially going down.
Well, is anyone going down? Because
I think if Caesars finished bottom and Caesars went up against Rams, because last year from
Rams will go. No, I think it's an automatic promotion for number 1, and then the second best team will have to play fifth. I'm guessing.
But Caesars have lost players. I've seen a few teams posting that they've got players from Caesars. So again, when you're winning every week, in one year, and then the next year you're getting your ass.
Yeah, it's a very big eye-opening, shake-up. But
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Let's go on to the fucking mad fixture.
Yeah. So the last game for week 10 before we do a speed round of week 11 picks. Coventry Phoenix 28, East Kilbride Pirates 28.
What the fuck?
So we expected a draw this weekend. Not in the Premiership North. These two teams, look, this division, this is the first time, I'm going to be honest, that this has been absolutely fantastic. The Premiership North is what I was hoping for a Premiership division to look like.
It's so much better now. It's closer.
Yeah.
I said it once. I'll say it again. I know we're not talking about two of the teams that are playing now, but Titans having players go to teams all around Manchester will have improved all them teams. But the fact that Titans can still be doing what they're doing, but Coventry is still in for a run of it, it's going to be a brilliant league. Yeah. Everyone had East Kilbride down to be getting beat today. On Sunday, but they fucking turned up. Coventry still looking great. Refs were shambolic. Just stop. Again, that league's still very much open, and I've got an eye on it to see how it's going to finish.
I'm intrigued on how that division's going to go because wow. Yeah. But that's week 10. That's all the games that went through. We did divert and talk about other stuff, which I don't normally do. Why is the Prem North more competitive than the South, or is the South just top heavy?
I will answer that if you're all right.
Sure.
The Prem North has always been Titans. Everyone just expected the Titans to win and dominate the whole thing. And you're talking shutout scores. This year, the games are a lot more close, obviously not including the Caesars spanking. There's a lot more closer games. They lost to Coventry. Coventry look like they're doing really well. It's a very much closer league than previous years, and that's your answer.
Yes. It's just a lot more competitive than the South. Let's be honest. We all know that the champions are in the South. The champions will probably still be in the South by the end of the season. So unless Mateo has a different outlook on that.
I will happily have you another bet right now, my friend.
What? That the Warriors will lose? That the South won't win the South won't win the finals?
I will. I'll be honest. I'm all good for a shocker. I think the Titans will win the North League, and I think the Titans are going to come down and get that title back.
Hey!
You want to put a bet on it?
We can make a bet on this. We can make a bet on this later. We can talk about what stipulations will be in place, but not right now. Let's do this. So week 11, we have 15 games being played. We have one game on a Saturday, which, if you don't know, you go know now that the Aztecs are playing London Blitz at 5 p.m. on Saturday in Bristol, which will be streamed by Sport Tank. And Mateo, who are you going with, Aztecs or the Blitz?
I know you're going with Aztecs. I'll tell you why I'm picking this team to win. It's because they've only conceded 26 points this season. I'm going to go for London Blitz.
Oh, you hit me up with a shocker there.
I did, mate. I did.
Because I'm going the same way.
Oh, what? Okay.
So for me, the reason why I'm going with this is that from what I was told from the first game, it was actually a lot closer than the scoreline says. It ended 20 to 7.
Yeah.
Right. But from what I've seen and what I heard is that the Blitz had the ball twice on the 1 yard line and fumbled it. So that game could have gone completely different if they had scored those 2 touchdowns. But they are on a roll. The defense does look very strong at the moment as well. They do look like they're very vibrant, and all their players are moving around, and it looks like they're enjoying football from what I'm seeing. So that it will be an interesting game. Hopefully, I'll be there myself to witness this game. Either way, Aztecs win, Blitz win. I'm in for a great game. I'm in for a treat. I have no problems with however this outcome goes, but I do need my percentages to go up. So I'm second in the division in the point. No, I'm third now.
Yeah, but that like it says that I've got like 40 out of like 180 because I only
because you
just
didn't
the week
start.
6.
Yeah, because you started late, so there's nothing that anyone else can do about that. So on Sunday we have Hereford Stampede versus Plymouth Vanguard.
That's the way we're going. Stampede, dead easy.
Yeah.
Sorry, Oz. But yeah, don't know what's happened to Plymouth. You need to sort it out, but dead easy one.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm going with Stampede as well. Hereford are the best team in that division, so they should easily win that game. Next game is Oxford Saints versus Norwich Devils. I'm taking the Saints. It should be for them.
Yeah, dead easy again.
And then next up, we have Buccaneers versus Leeds Miners. Now, I'm not going with the Miners. I'm going with Buccaneers. As you said, it is win this game and you lot are in playoffs. So I expect you lot to go into this game and absolutely dominate. I'm guessing you're going with Miners?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I'm not swearing that much. No, I'm going to go for our boys. Looking forward. I'm actually there on Sunday. Looking forward to kitting up. See if the kit actually fits me with all this weight loss. But no, looking forward to it. It's going to be a great game. Miners are a good bunch of guys. Hopefully they can climb back up, just not this game. So yeah.
Then next up we have Doncaster Mustangs versus Gateshead Senators. I'm taking the Senators. I don't trust Donny one bit at all.
Yeah, I am. It's just I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if there was a massive upset. I mean, I know the Mustangs haven't won a game all season, but yeah, Gateshead trying to put a hand on that second place.
Yes. Next up, we've got Bristol Patchy in Division 1. Bristol Patchy versus Somerset Wyverns.
You can go first this one, mate.
I'm taking Apache.
Yeah, I'm taking Apache. Wyverns just haven't been able to get out of first gear and they've not scored a fucking point. Oh, Wyverns to score a point? Yes or no?
I'd say they score a field goal.
Oh, okay. I'm going to agree with you. They'll score a point.
I say they do a field goal. Next up, we've got Bournemouth Bobcats versus South Wales Warriors. I'm going with the SWW.
Yeah, that's it. Again, it's another easy one. South Wales looking really fucking good this season.
Thing is, it's getting to that point of the season where it's wins that are expected, so it's not really that much of a shock. Just like this one, just like the next game in Division 1, we have Wembley Stallions versus Portsmouth Dreadnoughts.
Stallions. We spoke about them enough. They've well and truly had their nod polished in this podcast. So yeah, Stallions.
And then we move on to the opposite. Well, in the next division, we have Kent Exiles versus East Kent Mavericks. Again, I expect this Mavericks for me.
Yeah, they just look on fire, offense and defense. They scored the most in that division, and just second place in conceding. So yeah, easy one, Mavericks.
Wait, did these two teams play already? Huh. Well, we're going up north. We have Staffordshire Surge versus Birmingham Bulls.
Oh,
you can go first with this one because
I know. Right, the problem is they're both fucking inconsistent. So like Surge, T-Pain, good shout out to you, buddy. Surge are really doing well. They fucked off that pub mentality. Birmingham Bulls have just arisen from the fucking depths of fucking relegation. I'm going to go for Surge, though. I just fancy Surge doing this. I think Birmingham, you're doing really fucking good. I don't think they're going to get relegated, but I just fancy Surge to just tip the edge on this one.
I'm inclined to agree with you. I think the Surge, after me and us counting them out at the beginning of the season, they came back and they were just like, yeah, we're not dead yet. We're here to play. And they shocked everybody with
Sage are doing everything right. So they live stream the games. We spoke about this. The social media is absolutely fucking brilliant. They've recruited well. They're making them a club to want to go to, where it is 2-3 years ago, it was all pub team. Oh, fuck you, you're a dickhead, I'm a dickhead, all this. They fucked that off. Really, really well done. looking forward to seeing what they do.
Yeah, so same here. Next up in the same division, we have Northant Knights versus Shropshire Revolution. This is going to be a shit show, but I'm taking the Knights for this game. I don't trust the Revs.
I'm taking the Knights, but I'm pretty sure didn't the Revs beat the Knights already? It just wouldn't surprise me if the Revs seem to be on an absolute downward spiral. I would love to be wrong. They've got some, great guys in the team, but I'm going to be going for the Knights on this one.
I actually can't even remember. I can't find it. Yes, no, that's Surge. That's Surge in the Knights. I can't tell you. Couldn't actually find it. But we're going to move up north. We're going to go back, continue moving up north. We have Merseyside Nighthawks versus Scunthorpe Alphas. I actually forgot their first name. Jesus Christ. I'm taking Alphas anyway because the Nighthawks are just not good. That's literally all I have. They're just not good. They're just not. You're taking Nighthawks?
I'm going to take Nighthawks. Okay. And my reason for it is, again, they've recruited very well towards the end of the season. I know that I've got a few mates who are in the team. There's a few people in the team I can't fucking stand as well. Trust me, it pains me to do this. They know who they are. This game for Nighthawks is make or break. They have to win this game to have any chance of finishing second. And if you look at the league team, I know Alphas did them the last time, but it's Nighthawks at home. I think it'd be a great game to go and watch. I'm pretty sure Nighthawks stream their games. If not, shame, ring the bell, shame. But I'm going to back Nighthawks. I could be proven absolutely wrong, but it's fucking football.
That's true. It is football. You never know what's going to happen as things go on. And we're moving up to Scotland. We have Everclyde Goliaths versus Glasgow Tigers. It's not even Tigers are the best team in that division. Oh my gosh, are you really?
Right. Do you remember what I said to you before? What is Sunday? Sunday is Father's Day. Yeah? Can you really be bothered driving to fucking Mordor? It's a 4-hour drive on Father's Day. How many of Glasgow's players are going to do that trip? If all of them do it, fantastic, boys. Well fucking done. But some people on that, it might be the first Father's Day. Fuck that. I'm just going to stay home with the kids or anything like that. Do you get my thought process on it?
I get your thought process.
Glasgow Tigers are a brilliant team, but fuck it, I'm going to go for it. Inverclyde.
Okay. I think a lot of people will show up for that game, but we'll see. Oh, okay. Next game is London Warriors versus Rushmore Knights. Now,
What?
yeah,
It's just that is what it is.
Do Rushmore score a point?
Yeah.
Yeah?
No, I'd like to retract my statements. No.
Okay. I'm going with no. I don't see it. I don't see it happening. Unfortunately, they struggled last week. They struggled yesterday against the Blitz. From what I got told, it was a lucky field goal that they got within distance to kick the field goal. But they're low in numbers. They have 28.
You can see it now. Fourth quarter. Rushmore Knights are 30 yards away and in a huddle. Fuck Micah, fuck Mateo, we're going for the field goal. And it goes in and they celebrate like they've just fucking.
It's true, but it's they had 28 players yesterday. They had like 28 to 31 players yesterday. Yeah. They just don't have enough. And again, I don't know if they're dealing with a lot of injury problems, but they're also going up against the champions of England, of Britain. So I wouldn't expect anything. Now, last game, we have Newcastle Vikings versus East Kilbride Pirates. I'm going with the Pirates. I think the Pirates, after that game that they just had, there's no way in hell
they're going to be up there in terms of we've got a fucking chance to turn this season around. I agree. I am going to go with the Pirates. However, it would not surprise me if Vikings did something.
And I'm sure that game will be streamed as well because I think that game's kicking off at 4 p.m. So it would be interesting to see what happens. we might be 20 minutes over because we.
Oh shit! Sorry, that's me.
I did it as well. I could have cut us off and go into a different direction, but that is totally fine. I will potentially try and be at the Aztecs Blitz game. If not, I didn't realize the Stallions were playing at home, so I'll potentially go and pop my head around to the Stallions Dreadnoughts game as well on Sunday.
I will be a drunken mess on Sunday. It is my last ever league game, as I can't make the last other two. So obviously, if we make playoffs, I've got other games to play, but potentially, highly unlikely, but potentially my last ever game playing. So after it, my wife and will be getting drunken karaoke, bit of Tina Turner, Proud Mary in the living room. You know it.
Fair enough. But before we go, let's tally up the scores from last week.
Let's not.
So,
Let's not.
Why not?
You're going to find out now, aren't
I? Yes, you are. If my thing would allow me to, there we go. 13. Oz had 13. Chris had 14. Sean had 14. Mateo had 12. So, annoyingly, so far, from week 10, we have had 150 games played, bar that 1 or 2 forfeits. So, bar that, it'll probably about 148, give or take. Currently, I am sitting at 94 out of 51.
Look, don't even mention me in this because I only joined after week fucking 6. So no, don't even tarnish my name. Like, yeah, and I'll just pick some absolute wild picks.
Oz is at. Oh wait, did Oz's one count? Yes, it did. Oz is at 31 out of 158. Chris is at 95 out of 150. And Sean is at 104 out of 150. Nana is 47 out of 150, even though he has not played consistently week on week. Now, if Mateo had started from the beginning of the season, he will probably be on more than 38 out of 150.
There you go.
But yeah. Thank you again, ladies and gentlemen, for sticking with us. We may have ranted, we may have talked about other things, but that's Britball. That's how it goes. We've had 150 games played so far this season, and we potentially have another 10 weeks to go. So that could be up to 300 by the end of the year. But ladies and gentlemen, I hope you stay safe. I hope the players that got injured yesterday, I hope they are doing a lot better today. I hope that no one has got a serious injury. But ladies and gentlemen, that has been week 10 of the rundown with the week 11 predictions. I've been Micah. It's been a great pleasure. Have Mateo with me as well. Hope everyone stays safe. Mateo, you got a game on Sunday. Hope you're fighting fit. Hope you don't get hurt. And I'll see you again next week, Monday.
See you next week, bro.
Bye, guys.